we're going all the way overseas to Canada to have a chat to a lady who we've been listening to her music for a little while, and it's about time that we got her out onto our airways here at Fraser Coast FM. Sharon Marie White is her name, and the new single out is called Pour Me Again. Sharon, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Tracy.
So this is the first time that we've been able to have a talk with you. For all our listeners over here, tell us a little bit about Sharon Marie White.
Oh, gosh. Well, I've been at the music business for a really long time. Not really ever professional, but always involved in music, always in bands since I was a young girl. Fast forward to prior pandemic, and I kind of just jump-started my music career again. It's been wonderful, other than that, of course, the pandemic is awful, but it's kind of opened other opportunities. I've met so many people virtually all over the world. It's been, good and bad in so many different ways. But yeah, music's always been just a big part of who I am.
What are the restrictions like over there for live music?
Well, things are starting to open, but at the same time, I've noticed a lot of the artists are canceling again, putting stuff off for another couple of months and then also putting it off to 2022. I don't have a great feeling about that. But it's better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to put your audience in peril. So I really can't blame these folks for canceling some of the shows. And I know in the States, the big artists are pushing their dates into 2022 as well.
Now, you mentioned that since the world sort of came to a little bit of a halt, that you got back into music. What was it and why did you get back into music?
It's kind of funny because we had purchased some recording equipment probably, 12, 14 years ago. So we were just recording my originals at home, and my husband does the music and stuff, so I'm really lucky to have our own recording studio. I had recorded a few songs, and then I got busy with work, so that just kind of, I put it up on a site called Reverb Nation at the time. That was really, back then, was the only place kind of you could put your music up so others could listen to it. And that was kind of fun. And then last January, we have a little country radio station in our town. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to ask them if they would be interested in perhaps playing my music. This one kind of song that I was thinking of. And I just thought, probably never hear back. Well, lo and behold, the gal emailed me and said, hey, yeah, why don't you come on in? We'd love to interview you, and maybe you could do a couple songs live for us. So then I was like, oh, my goodness. After all these years, and I was like so nervous. And I asked the gal, the DJ, I said, if I brought in other songs, would you consider playing them? And she said, sure. So that kind of got me really excited to keep writing and recording. And my husband, he says, what about that song, Small Town Prayer, that you used to do? He says, I think you should record that. So that's kind of how this whole thing started. And then he got on the internet and he found Jim Riley, who is the drummer for Rascal Flatts. So that's who I'm working with right now. I am just pinching myself because I can't believe I get to work with him and his bandmates that also worked for Rascal Flatts. I send him my stuff and he kind of produces it for me and sends it back. And that's the really cool thing about technology, right?
Yeah.
You don't even have to be in the same room as somebody. I recorded Small Town Prayer. I recorded another one called Don't Wish Away the Days. And then Pour Me Again. That's my latest single, and I've got lots more coming, and I'm just really excited. I'm in my 50s. Never thought this would happen at this age.
The song that we've got at the moment is Pour Me Again. A little bit of a twist on words, which is really clever. So tell us a little bit about Pour Me Again.
Well, again, another story. My husband and I were working in our office, and we had a radio station on. Every single song, was about probably 12 songs we listened to, all had some connotation about drinking. And I said, do you notice that? Like every song. And I'm like, I guess that's, the big thing right now. And he goes, well, why don't you write a drinking song? I was like, why don't I? So I got into my little writing room, and I wanted it to be kind of humorous and have a play on words. And I don't know if everybody catches all the, my niece friends, and stuff like that. And it was just kind of a challenge. And it was like, challenge accepted. I'm going to write this song. And I wanted it to be a fun summer song because obviously, you know, the world has just been kind of scary and everything. So I wanted just to have a fun summer song and kind of dedicate it to the gals out there that are working so hard. You know, they're always talking about guys and their, you know, their bourbon and their scotch. And I thought, well, I want this to be kind of a gal song, you know. After a hard day at work, you know, she likes to go to the bar and just have a drink. I mean, I'm not condoning getting drunk or anything. I'm just saying just to let off some steam, and so that's basically what that was about.
If people like the sound of Pour Me Again when they hear it and they want to see more and know a little bit more about Sharon Marie White, what's the best way for them to do that?
I have a website, SharonMarieWhite.com, and all my links are on there, my YouTube, Spotify, Amazon. It's all on there. And I've also got my songs that you can purchase on my website if you like, or on iTunes, or like I said, Amazon, or just streaming on Spotify. So definitely check it out. I'm hoping to have some merchandise maybe this winter. I'll be able to get organized because we are still working on the road. It's kind of a balancing act, you know. And the whole merchandising thing is new, is totally new for me as well.
Oh,
I'm like, if people want a picture of me, I'm like, really?
Oh, yes, it's a new way of doing things, isn't it? Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight, Sharon. If you're looking at anything for Sharon Marie White, just pop it into Google and I'm sure you will find it. Sit down, listen to the song, and actually there's a video out at the moment, and there's also a lyric video, so get on there and have a little sticky beak at that and send Sharon a like on her Facebook. Thank you again for joining us, Sharon, and here she is right now, Sharon Marie White and Pour Me Again.